Back of what we just saw, Oxy dominating.
All right, who's going to take the next step towards lifting the Red Bull Home Ground 2023 trophy? Tom, Mitch, let's get it on.
It's a sick trophy.
And we've got the barriers up, and instantly there's damage dealt. Zeppa shock darted right at the beginning of the round. But that chuck dart ain't going to do too much because they're not moving towards B. No capitalization on the back of that damage there. Instead, C9 will be taking a little bit of mid control, nice and easy, making their way up towards the A side. Short will be battled for, and this is where Chronicle will get his first test. The smoke is up, but he had a chance to fight first. Paranoia used. They're looking to take a lot of space very quickly. Jake's giving me whiplash the way he's spinning his crosshair around. And already, they've got a lot of control over the site with snake bites. Or not snake bites, nano swarms, pardon me. Almost dropping Oxy, Jake and Zeppa following suit with very low HP.
Oh, looking like they might even want to try and catch someone off guard. Dart doesn't ping anyone though, and Oxy, I think he was hoping for someone to try and shoot that. Now a couple of players, they're going to get suppressed around that short area. But FNATIC are taking their time. They've got to be careful they don't run out of it.
At least the first few go to C9. It's the low HP that I'm worried about. Jake and Zeppa need the element of surprise, and Leo is the one capitalizing those kills. Jake's got one. Vanity down below. He's swinging out wide. He's caught them on the defuse. He's spamming in for damage, delaying it, and in comes his teammate. Jake down, but Vanity might have won this on time alone, and it looks like it's in the books for C9. Another pistol, their third in the row. And that's what you want to see if you're a C9 fan. North American Valorant now has the lead.
You could see on Vanity's face, he was a little bit confused that there wasn't a peek out of there, but Leo checking the other side, and, well, the clock has not been kind to him today. That's been one of his main nemesises. Either way, 1-0 lead taken, and it is looking like it's going to be much more of a brawl.
He's not afraid to give a little bit of attitude, is he? I saw his exchanges with Leaf the other day on Twitter as well. He was
He's a sassy
really
man. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Absolutely is. That's what we love to see. So, interesting setup as well from Alpha. Obviously, his turret's down, but typically you're going to be trying to use that turret for information, wall banging off the back of it, actually getting contact. That's why he's got the Sheriff to play with. And on the other side, you know, that could be something that bridges the gap slightly if he can manage to land a few of those shots. It's tough with a Sheriff, though. Oh, he's actually going in. Wanted to fight inside of B-main, but
yeah, he's alone. That's the thing.
Back.
He needed information. The dart was sent over the top by Leo, but it doesn't get anything. It doesn't even get a ping. So they basically rotated players further into the A site. So Alpha, rightly so, wants to take some space. Instead, well, the patience of C9 hasn't yet been rewarded, although Chronicle really going, just fishing for information. They still haven't found too much, and it looks like there's going to be a ruse sold by Vanity. Now, bear in mind, he does have a rifle, so he doesn't want to just run in.
Yeah.
But there is now no one on that B side. Not a single player there.
Yeah, very well sold on the side of C9.
30 seconds
and at this
left.
point, you know, with everything they've got to work with, Oxy, obviously, he's cleared out the back site now, but he'll be looking to get up close with the Judge. Zeppa's already been dropped, though, so there's not really anyone to cover him on the way through. They haven't got smokes up to block them off. So instead, he's just playing on the stairs, denying the re-entry towards the B site. I do wonder, though, if FNATIC will be even trying to get back in towards this site. Instead, I imagine they'd want to box them in and cause damage, make this a very costly round. And with two players still trapped in there, the possibility is certainly there for this to go their way, at least to run the economy lower. Leo grabs one. Those two players still trapped there.
He's got a rifle. That's the thing. He could either just save this or look to try and kill off any of the other players. He's going to know that Vanity's here, who's very low on HP, so gets rid of him at least. And now, well, he's going to walk away with a Vandal and killing off a couple of members. That's not a bad round for FNATIC at all.
No, it really isn't. I'm curious to see if Oxy's able to recover anything even slightly better. No, it looks like he's just bringing the Judge through. So all in all, a very costly round for the side of C9.
But also, Leo was the player who actually spent more than everybody else. He spent down to, I think, 1,100. So this now confirms any extra utility he wanted and makes sure that he gets shields alongside a better rifle than he may have had before. So that's actually probably the best case scenario for FNATIC, other than actually just managing to win the round. And also, he's now only 3 away from having his ult, although it's worth noting Curry's 2.
5-0. Technically hasn't died, right?
Why is there an attack side, Bucky?
Especially when we already have a judge, you know. They really like their shotguns here on C9. That's all I can say. And they're getting quite close. Chronicle already eating the wrong end of that.
Oh, no.
And Jake is quick to trade, not even losing Oxy on the way through, who's now upgraded to a Vandal. This is about as bad of a start as you could physically imagine.
That will be
was
it.
Through the smoke.
That will be now as worse as it can get. Yeah, that.
Oh.
This is horrific. For FNATIC, they've just been decimated by a judge.
W-keyed by a judge.
And then the rifle's also been retrieved as well. Anything that was gifted in the last has been gifted back double. FNATIC feeling friendly, I guess.
Absolutely ridiculous carry on. And the fact that Oxy just runs it down, gets up close, grabs the kill. They realize there's a judge close. Player swings to try and trade. And, oh, hold on, Jake is further back. He's able to grab that. Free upgrades across the board. Yeah, you probably don't want the Bucky instead of the judge.
And the remaining two just have to try and save. And there's a lot of players hunting them down. That's the thing. In the finances for C9 are already in a good spot. If they can kill off one of these players, that would be fantastic. Make this round a lot easier. And oh, he gets both?
What the hell is going on?
How does he kill Durka?
He ran through a smoke, took a fight.
Wait, he didn't even take a fight. He was pre-firing through the smoke while sprinting, kills Leo, and then he goes, oh, there's a guy there. All right, pop his head, carry on walking.
No, this is outrageous carry on from Oxy. Like that, we even missed the opening kill there. You see the trade, so beautiful. And yeah, that is exactly how you should feel in those moments. Banging your head against a wall, or in this case, a very comfortable chair.
Yeah, I'll take the chair. Over the wall. All right, see you later.
Okay, I mean, it's a low buy round, but there was
still bold.
Not much of a heartbeat there from FNATIC. Immediately shut down.
The TP up is a bold call in that sort of round.
Dangerous.
C9 looking very good on this attack side. And for the remaining two, well, both they're left with a Stinger. Alpha, a Sheriff, split across either side of the map.
Cover going out.
Alpha, he's going to be able to retrieve a little bit. They can farm up the orb as well. Might even be able to get Curry his ultimate for this next round. Be careful, though. Alpha's still about. Alpha is still there! How does he come out with 3? And he's given a very small chance to boast to any other weapon. And I might say I'd even believe, but to try and get it done with a Stinger, the smoke giving him a slight gap over. He spotted a player, but he can't even really do anything with this gun. It's just hot trash from this position. And while Curry, one way or another, does get his ultimate online, but just a glimpse of the talent that Alpha has. Somehow he almost managed to make that round winnable. Yeah,
I mean, we could talk about damage if C9 hadn't got a 4-0 start with some flawless rounds and free upgrades in their bonuses. Their credits are certainly sitting pretty, which sort of diminishes the impact that you see from this play. You need to win that round off the back of it, otherwise it's reset immediately. And even then, Oxy, Bladestorm online, Judge in his back pocket, Paranoia ready for A main, but Oxy's going to use his Bladestorm right at the rip of the round, looking to fight on mid, looking to take some duels up and above the wall, perhaps, quickly closing the distance on short. This is all about him. When you send him out running, I am scared about what we're about to witness. Early Hunter's Fury that doesn't get a whole lot. The site, well, nothing at all.
Yeah, and now they've got the lockdown as well, so that's just going to clear them out of the site completely.
That seems like an error.
It's not something that may necessarily be worth a counter for FNATIC. I guess they wanted to try and do some damage. What? He's even caught off guard on the timing and still manages to kill. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a bit more of a problem. The Judge then not so valuable, but while all of that distraction, that kerfuffle has gone down, Cloud9 have the site.
Yeah, they've ran this clock way, way down. I mean, even now you're just seeing Chronicle make it towards A heaven. Half the time has already slipped out of their grasp. 2 players down below. Okay, maybe with a good recon we could see something work out for them, but C9 are tucked away. They're wise to these tricks. Good shot by Durka, nice angle, and he spotted one down below on the left side, but it's a double peek. Jake is here as well, remember, transitioning to the other side and leaving Chronicle all alone. Vanity, okay, he's the last man standing. But the clock,
time's gone.
The ultimate enemy for the side of FNATIC it has been in this series. The time is running low for them to get on the board on the defensive side. 5-0 for C9. They cannot be stopped right now. What Ian asked you a question earlier, Tom. What do you do to stop FNATIC when the ball gets rolling? What do you do to stop C9 in the same scenario? Starts to be the emerging $1 million question.
Yeah, right now I'm sort of waiting for the Durka show to come back. We've had a moment or two from Alpha that maybe could have been the start of something. But the main thing has been actually just getting rid of Vanity. Those late rounds, he's got 4 kills, but 2 of them he managed to win rounds with.
Here.
I love you, Vanity. He's picked up the Odin. He said, thanks for buying it for me, Chronicle. I appreciate you. He's grabbed, I think he might have grabbed his own one. He saw the opponents take it, and he wants a bite of that action, a slice of the pie. Both players with their drone out. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling discs in full display. The attempt from Vanity. Oh, that is a shutdown. Ultimate instantly canceling out his drone. No, thank you. The information is going to be thinned on. That's a great angle for Vanity. If Chronicle peeks it, he was, never mind! He was low already, but only 1 shot connected. A quick return of the headshot. And with the Vandal, that's all he needs.
Yeah. He raised his Vandal
Here.
for the shots. The Odin. And as said, one of the major problems for FNATIC is those late round clutches coming out of Vanity, the time being bought, and especially with this Hunter's Fury, taking that out of the round is going to make things troublesome. 3 players also committed to this B site, 2 at the back of site, the other is Durka. They're selling this ruse though. That ruse has worked wonderfully. It pulled Durka completely off. All they did was pop the ult on the other side, but they still have to deal with the likes of Leo and Chronicle. And that in itself can be difficult enough. Jake, he has to go B. He doesn't have the time to do anything else. And these players at the back of the site need to be eliminated. The paranoia is perfect. And Chronicle, as you said, he was low. But he hasn't missed a shot since. Zeppa now doesn't have any time. It's all about damage. Can he take any of these guns out of FNATIC's hands?
That's a resounding no. The final seconds ticking away. FNATIC have found the round. That's a remarkable performance from Chronicle. He was 40-something HP.
Well, yeah, an extra
44.
bullet goes through the
Look
wall, and he died. Like, that's literally it. An extra bullet through the wall when they were spamming.
Yeah, yeah, geez,
that's
exactly.
how we feel as well.
Ridiculous shot by Chronicle. And he's just so cool and collected there at the player cam. 13 HP taking all those fights. Doesn't give a damn.
Well, he was 24-8 on Ascent earlier in the day versus DRX. This was his map. We'll see if he's got that in the locker again. Now, every time FNATIC have been down in this sort of scoreline, the half has ended level. It's happened multiple times, not just in this match, in previous matches as well. So C9 need to make sure that this isn't just, oh, okay, we started strong. 5 rounds, great. 5 rounds attack side. Ascent, not bad. Not if you start 5-0. They need to get more out of this.
Blade Storms come in.
They used the whole thing.
Yeah, just, you know, he really wanted to make sure he hit something.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, it was the head that landed with Zeppa down as well.
He's the player jumping up. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the insane thing. Like, Zeppa is waiting on that angle. It's like he's playing on the Turkish servers and has that like insane ping Pika's advantage, but it's not. It's just Chronicle. That's just him.
Drone out, clear and close on Pizza. It's wide open for the taking. They see that, so you can turn your back now. No longer needing to worry about mid.
30 seconds.
Focus will instead go towards the site, but okay. Chronicle's going to be dropped. Durka, having used his Blade Storm, right-click now, he's in a little bit of trouble. Sheriff in hand. Not that that's ever been a problem for him before, and the retake will be played for. The only scary thing about this, you know, Vanity can't use his Hunter's Fury, really. He might be able to try it from Boathouse, but it's a big risk. You need to rely on the cover from Oxy, who's now gone down. The clutch near impossible, and it proves to be just that. A second round found for FNATIC, 4 players surviving, even with some weaknesses coming into that round, especially after the Blade Storm used, but they've recovered nicely.
Yeah, this is a common thing. It seems like the second an opponent gets to 5,
they wake
FNATIC
up.
are just like, all right, that's it. Like we saw
5-1?
that versus Zeta. In fact, they didn't even lose another round.
Yeah.
We saw that in the first map as well on Bind.
Yep.
It just seems like that's the moment where FNATIC come online. And as said, I'm now looking at C9 to break back. Oxy back on the Judge. Normally on the attack side, I'd be frowning, but he has had a lot of success, and I think they're going to go back to that same sort of A take that they did before, with him really going for early space, stopping any level of aggression. And the fact is, FNATIC aren't pushing this anymore. They're placing the smoke down the same, but they are not going forward. That's actually happened on B instead. Did Boaster intentionally get tagged by that? It looked like he walked backwards into it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It might just be a mistake, but that looked like he intentionally tried to get caught, maybe trying to sell the idea that he's up close somewhere, wasting some time, or just an error, and I'm overthinking it.
Oh. Either way, maybe that's the same thing going on in C9.
Yeah, exactly. They're going,
Did
okay, he got caught.
Is he close? Is he far back?
We got to check. Anyone hear a TP?
That's it. Throw in a little sense of uncertainty. Sometimes that is all you need. Oxy, he's been caught out by a bit of utility. The paranoia has blinded him. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, spotting the players down below, and it's Oxy for a lot of damage. 11 HP on Boaster, 31 on Leo, but they have escaped his ire for now, and the shock darts that fly through the air will not find their mark, resetting for a much more passive A-hold, knowing that with a combined, 52 or 42 HP, they can't really be holding this site, trying to take fights in a 2v2.
Wait.
Instead, they're waiting for their teammates, and Durka, oh, he's got his gun out just in time, but Curry still gets the jump.
Yeah, they were clearing short so that Chronicle could rotate quickly. He managed to reclaim that ground while everything was happening. Nice shot from Vanity, but it's only the low HP Boaster to go down. FNATIC, that's 7 from 5-0. They start the climb back up. As said, it will still be a decent half for C9 either way, but they do not want to just allow their opponents to run this all the way back. They were so unlucky. Like, he did an unbelievable amount of damage with that Judge. And a single blast from that Hunter's Fury could have killed off 2 and just happened to dodge it.
Yeah, they did really well to avoid it, to move out of position, avoid getting hit by those shock darts as well. For C9, they threw out a lot there and not a lot of it worked. They decided to call a tactical pause. Coming into round number 9, they'll have a bit of economy, a couple of ults close, but not your Blade Storm that could help them out massively here. I mean, from the shadows, the lockdown, it's unlikely that we see those come into full effect moving into this round. Maybe the lockdown because they don't have a Hunter's Fury, and with pistols on some players, they might be able to close the distance, but this is very much what C9 need to discuss now. How do they want to approach the early round on the attack? The world is their oyster, but if they allow FNATIC to run that clock, we've seen again and again, they make those reads right in the late round. They've got the players ready to defend.
Is this the first time Dirk has had the operator as well? It's the same thing that happened prior. Yeah, he had it on Breeze, but that's going to be another dynamic they have to face off against, potentially. But I would say more aggressive, but he's actually been taking a lot of map control anyway, even with the rifle in hand. Been a quieter performance from him in comparison to the last map, but as said, this has been Chronicle's map so far today. It's weird to say that, but he's already played it. Wow. Back into the action we go. Weaponry not the best for C9, and that's the thing. It's like, as you said, in the past, at least when they had some of these lower buys, they had some ults to sort of pad what was going to be a weaker purchase. I do always have a bit of faith, though, with them when it comes to the Stingers. I don't know what it is. I feel like they, especially Zeppa, I feel like his Stinger is actually better than some of his rifles.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, and I very much agree with it. He's put the time into that weapon. He's intimately familiar. Now,
Maybe
there's
he has a bind.
This is an attempted punish. Boaster has a paranoia ready to play. He uses him on short, and that's perfect. Leo able to get a double off the back of that. Jake very low. And, oh no,
okay.
A well-placed nano has completely caught out some of the FNATIC members, leaving Alpha and Leo down. And Boaster with a lot to do on the site. He's done well to find the first. A good headshot connected. The drop, very much getting the drop on him is Jake. What a round from this attack side Omen. But still, so much more work to be done with the swing out from Durka. It will be Jake to try and punish.
Unlucky.
5 HP left on Durka. That could have been huge, but even still, Chronicle would have gotten that trade.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to try and switch the fight to Chronicle, the more immediate threat. And again, with what was a low investment round from C9, it was close, but not quite enough. It's this initial trap play, though. I believe there was not only either the knife or a secondary flash out from Chronicle, but a lot of assists coming through for the FNATIC side. And now after, as said, a 5-0 lead, FNATIC are climbing. 5-4. Purchase still available. You're going to have yourself the lockdown as well, but now that counter is available for Leo if he decides to use it. And the pace change, straight into the site goes Oxy. He's going to take that control, but his teammate is gone.
This time up on top of the generator, avoiding a lot of that utility. Your Hunter's Fury is getting damage done, but it misses the final connection. Vanity will just about survive, 45 HP. The lockdown in play. C9 have full control over this site, and even a little bit of a push out of Oxy. No dash to get out of there. He is caught out of position, out in the open. A late flank by Curry. He has one completely off guard, but look how many players are waiting on short. Vanity, 45. Nice headshot to start, but that's it. There really wasn't much hope. As Chronicle finishes off this defuse. Or even Leo. And of course, because the other two have ultimates to work with, we've ended up, you have a guess, Tom, neck and neck.
No
Would
way.
you believe it towards the end of the half?
No.
I'm shocked. 5-5? First time we've seen that scoreline today?
When you could call it from 5-1, it's, it's happened too often at this stage. I don't know what it is. FNATIC don't like seeing their opponents going above 5.
It's a close matchup, man.
It's a weird one. I also think as well that, like, the fact that, like, Oxy's play there, you watch him push very deep. He knew that if he lets them take that control, there's a lockdown coming from Alpha. He's been holding that for a few rounds, so it's like he tries to get up in a position where it's like, okay, at least my teammates will be able to get that a little bit
Oh my God.
What are you doing, Boaster? He's trying to impress the crowd by the looks of it, with a little bit of a pinch alongside Durka. They've taken the brunt of that one, but Chronicle took his up, and he's found himself the kill.
I actually kind of love that play. We'll talk about it in a moment, though, because Alpha is now under threat. In fact, it might be Leo who's going to be challenged. The drone destroyed the paranoia deep, but Leo's able to reposition now, playing up in heaven. Odin, and what a shot! Zeppa deleted! Out comes the shorty, but it's not good enough. 16 HP left on Jake. It should be an easy conversion, and indeed it is, with the turret finding the kill. It's only Curry. 1 versus 3. An operator holding towards his spawn, and 2 players if he is to break through to the A site. One saving grace might be just how low Durka is. The problem is he's not going to miss that shot. Now, 6 rounds on the board for FNATIC. 1 left to play for in the half, and well, I would almost gamble on it going to C9. I'm ready for a neck and neck.
I'm ready for a 6-6.
Seen this one before.
It's happened too often, but this has got to be just back-breaking. To be this far in the lead, and then just round after round after round.
That's how my shorty works.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've seen that in my ranked games. It can be kind and it can be cruel. But that's the thing. It's like even with the sort of the risky stance, the change up, the switch up from FNATIC, there was just that extra level. Chronicle being able to find one with the operator. Now they're going to go fighting it towards middle. Boaster.
Oh, damage.
So much spam.
Fire. I mean, it's not bad. Zep and Oxy are both going to be tagged up. Advanced position in main. Caught Vanity. Trying to drone it through, but now it's a little bit awkward because Durka has no support. Leo's been dropped by the Blade Storm. And this operator now has to stand strong against what could be an avalanche of players coming his way. But I want to look on the other side at Curry. He's got a great position, but he's being spotted. And Oxy swinging through onto Durka. This must leave the round in tatters. Using this ultimate, obviously, it's the last round. You're not saving it for anything in the future. But they are going to push him down.
How's he alive?
What is happening with Oxy? It's on the other side of the map to where the plants come in, fighting into Boathouse. If anything, he's just done well enough by delaying this long.
Yeah, the Boaster's only just starting his rotation. Alpha even making that decision to go in alone, and now Boaster once again is going to be left in a 1 versus 4. The 6-6 was calling, even at 5-0. He'd have to pull off miracles to be able to stop this from happening. Paranoia still available as well to just crush him at the end. And Zeppa will be there to kill him off with his trusty stinger at that. We're level going into the break, but honestly, from 5-0 down, I don't think C9 are going to be happy with that.
No, not at all. They had 5 rounds in a row. They won the pistol, but at the end of the day, you know, a 6-6 half is just par for the course when it comes to this series. It's what we've seen again and again. to start things out. Don't even know quite how to explain that. And Oxy is having one hell of a game. I mean, when you're causing this much of a problem to your opponents, where you even see the impact when Alpha swings out, there's no smoke down for him to work off of.
That was a fake as well.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the team blinding on the other.
One man fake.
One man fake with a 3K. And then I think he was like 15 HP after the first one when he got his Blade Storm, just popped it and took 2 more down with him. Like, he basically won them that round on his own. Even still, though, it was a good resurgence from FNATIC. The thing is, 6 rounds on attack of Ascent, that's a great half. And if that's a back and forth, maybe you don't win a pistol, Cloud9 would be over the moon. It's just the manner in which FNATIC seem to climb back into these games every single time. And now heading into their attack side as well, that's where I feel like both teams have kind of thrived. Like, we've seen some really solid attack side halves. FNATIC synergy has looked great throughout. And again, it's someone we've talked about, but I think the pressure now comes on to both Oxy and Curry. Like, Curry having that site anchorage, and then also just if that operator comes into Oxy's hands, he went on a tear in their first map of Ascent in the tournament. I think ended with like 25 plus kills and barely any deaths to go with it. Either way, we'll soon be getting into that second half. And one of these teams is going to be heading towards that map point, heading towards a spot where they need one more map in this best of 5 to take it over the line. You don't want to be needing to win 2, I'll put it that way. The comeback's always more difficult. Winning that pistol might just get them that step closer.
Oh, we've seen some aggressive rounds, especially early rounds from FNATIC on their defense. Certainly something to keep an eye on from C9. We know that they can get up in their opponents' faces whenever Oxy starts to get in the rhythm of it. For now, in the pistol, we won't see any shenanigans or tomfoolery from that C9 side, sitting back and waiting for their opponents to step up. Vanity has managed to make his way into Wine, which could be a bit of a problem. The element of surprise, it all comes down to timing, and Chronicle has got the element of surprise. He's caught off by Vanity. It almost looked like he realized the setup, but just a second too late.
Yeah, and you could see the cogs turning. He's like, oh, if there's someone there, I'm,
Why would he think that main is secure? Oh, Wine, oh no. It's too late, but
his setup is still good, though. Like, that's the thing from C9. They've got 2 players firmly within the site. That's where their nano swarms are as well to buy time. Vanity, I think, already making that realization, and he'll be full sprint to make his way back towards the cross, which is currently smoked off. FNATIC know, okay, this is the moment we have to get into the site before the cavalry is able to arrive, but they've already got smokes down to try and cover that cross, and it's a slaughter. Left down to just Alpha, but his main nemesis at this point is going to be the time. 19 seconds, Spike in a very awkward spot, and he needs a mistake to come through. And with the classic king of Curry standing in front of him, well, he'll take that one, but he doesn't expect there to be a second player. He's trying to bait him in, but now the time's gone. Round done. 7-6. Cloud9, another pistol under their belt. They have been dominant in those.
4 in a row. FNATIC haven't seen a pistol win since the start of this series. Over on map number 1. Breeze, Ascent, both looking very good for C9. 7 on the board. And I don't expect to see a FNATIC force buy coming into this round. Don't expect heavy investments.
No plant, not worth it.
Exactly. Just a couple of pistols will be the best that we see. That said, they've been able to do it before with not less, but same. It's not like C9 have anything. They've not got any rifles. Like, this is a much weaker second round buy than I think we see from a lot of teams.
Yeah. Although, well, I'd say them with a judge is about as close to a full buy as you can get.
True.
Vanity already spotted and a pop flash ready. The second they round this corner, they're about to come under pressure. Shot dart might even take them both out. It's going to go in, and it's comboed with that fragment. This is looking squeaky clean, at least for now. A Sheriff retrieved by Chronicle, and one in Alpha's hands as well. These pop flashes from Zeppa have been nothing short of perfection. Multitude of assists coming through. I'd say his KO has been a true highlight of this tournament for me. Just seems to do so well with his knives being on point, getting them that information. The flashes have been look, their whole team basically blind there. And then Inevat has the fragment to just make sure there is no surviving in that corner. Great round from C9. And, well, I saw for a second, Oxy buys into the Guardian. It looks like he's going to be handed a Vandal. I can see why they have the belief in him to do it at this stage.
Yeah, I think I would too. I certainly do. Boaster, this is the same thing. You know, I mentioned the other day, I spoke to Vanity about this, the round 3 attack side Odin on an Omen. And he said the man's a lunatic. Well, it looks like we're contending with lunacy on the side of C9. Let's see how they deal with it. He attempted to spam back and deny Vanity's very same position that he plays in almost every single game at the start of the round. Somewhere that he is already being told by his opposition, you're not going to be able to play your comfortable role here. We know who we're up against. We've also seen the depth of Vanity's repositioning. He's not a one trick. Nice.
Well, they're not falling for that again.
Not this time.
Fool me once. Counter util being thrown out to try and slow them down at least a little bit. Another pot flash set up with a Paranoia just around the corner. It's an awkward fight for Oxy. Bear in mind, he's the one with that hero rifle. Attempting to try and pad the gap. Spike thrown across at the risk. And somehow Vanity with the spam. Zephyr though, he's been given that gun! And now he steps up on the individual level as well. Boaster, the only man standing within this site, and Zephyr takes it all. 4 kills to close out this round 9 for C9.
It's been a relatively slow start for Zeppa. I mean, that just puts him up tied with the rest of the team, catching up very much so, but what a round to step up in. 3 in a row now for the side of C9. FNATIC's economy is devastated, and even there, the Kalat, the wallbang headshot onto Chronicle. Just gorgeous gameplay, and this is what we know he's capable of from start to finish. He is a scary player. Now C9 get that Odin over on Vanity for free. The rest of the squad buying up Curry. He's left down on a judge, but I don't think he's going to be too upset about that. We've seen what he can do with that weapon in hand. Himself and Oxy, a scary duo when it comes down to it. Jake, the first to find it. Paranoia goes through. Whoa, he's a little slow on Durka. Gives him time to adjust, but he needed a bit more time. Looks like not a whole lot past the damage being done. Shock Dart puts Leo down to 21, but with the door closed, it might just be able to get a plant.
That's the thing, this round shouldn't be even remotely close with the weaponry, and well, Oxy makes sure it's not. The guns weren't there for FNATIC in this one, and they got close to getting onto that site. They got close to getting the plant, but Oxy's there alongside that judge. It got the job done in the end.
I think Jake did extremely well staying alive on the back of the side. Again, with the weaker weapons, they probably did get a little bit more space than you would have liked, but that's because those players on short are grouping up and waiting for the retake. They're a little bit late to the party, but, well, they certainly ended the show. Stopped it in its tracks, 10-6. And aggressive stance again. We talked about how we saw FNATIC get aggressive. C9 a little bit more pointed with their approach. B main entirely on lockdown. And it's Boaster about to have a big challenge on his hands. It's Oxy shut down by the IGL of FNATIC. The man advantage is now theirs.
Zephyr hasn't stopped though. He's taken the space into screens. He's trying to spot out where Boaster, well, that'll do it. That knife might as well have landed in his head. Rotate back to put a couple of players on either side. Dirk is still waiting deep in A, and we're going to see an aggressive push from Jake once again. He's got 3 players close. They're actually going back and clearing where Zephyr would be. FNATIC taking a lot of time to just make sure there's nobody there to stab them in the back before they start their execution. Bear in mind, Chronicle is 1 away, as is Alpha, from having their ultimates online, which could help with the clearance of this site. The only issue is the amount of time that is left, and they're in fact going to double back in towards A. This is where all of Curry's utility is currently waiting, as is the Odin of Vanity.
unusual position for it. Extra little bit of support that can be brought to it. Repositioning on the back of those nades, though. It puts them on the back foot for just a moment. Spams from Curry. He's trying to stop them, but there's no denying that plant, and FNATIC quickly bite back. 4 versus 2. Alpha and Leo desperately low. Those shots need to be landed. Great return from Jake. He knows there's one below. He doesn't know about the second, and even a player over towards the generator.
Cover going out.
6 and 33 HP, 85 on Boaster. This could be so easy, but closing it out is a whole different story. Jake with the jump over, still hasn't spotted Boaster. Tucked in, Leo already dropped. And it's the second man below that might not be expected until now. Now the information's there to play with. The defuse not gonna be stuck. They adjust perfectly, taking every kill in their way, and just in time, they'll grab the defuse. 11-6, C9 edging ever closer to taking a map advantage.
Again, it's a round that looked like FNATIC had it in the bag. The afterplant, okay, they were low, but the time that had been bought looked like it would be enough. And then Zeppa, I mentioned that he was definitely further down the scoreboard. But now he's right back up there with the rest of the boys. In fact, just 2 kills from top to bottom on this side. A true team effort from C9. And Boaster definitely there in terms of the supportive ability, but not there on the fragging power this game at least. Durka as well, after a really strong performance on Breeze. An uncharacteristic, quiet game from him. Even still though, Mitch, 5 rounds in a row at the beginning of that first half. The half ended 6-6. C9 have had 5 rounds in a row at the beginning of this second half.
Yes. What happens next?
Yeah, let's see where it goes. And also with a FNATIC tactical pause. Again, giving Elmer Putty a chance to talk through with the team. We've seen FNATIC make comebacks even just off the back of taking these sort of moments, clearing up their comms. That can be enough. We saw the world-class mini pause, which was basically something along the lines of just need to talk to each other.
Yep.
So you can see this Leo
down talk,
being a little bit vocal in that pause. But that's the thing, even just for the minds of C9 here, you've already let the first half slip back into an even scoreline off the back of one of these tactical pauses. As said, back in CS, the FNATIC pause was legendary. We'll see if the pressure's there for C9 here.
They've been given their final count, and the barriers are back up once again. As we said, 5 in a row for C9. It's happened before, but then they were stopped. This is the opportunity to take it that little bit further. And Oxy is very much looking to do just that. Boaster down, smokes out of the round. And for an attacking side, that can be a death sentence. Jake won't be able to escape, but they're not capitalizing on the kill either.
Oh, they might now. Oh, they got the backup of the Hunter's Fury. I like the idea. Jake gone, but the advantage kept. Oh, not for long though. Oxy's gone peeking. Durka was waiting. And although they don't have the smokes, neither does the opposing side at this stage. Vanity, timing's going to be everything. He's throwing a shock dart out. C9 are making mistakes. Zeppa needs to try and capitalize. And it's a whiff. They look like they had this round at the beginning of it at least, but multitude of slip-ups. And FNATIC now, just Curry left.
Now we don't give him a ton of chances in this. He's at least going to deny the post-plant utility if he takes Leo, but that's a big if. Looks like history will repeat itself as we once again see that 5-round streak come to an end. FNATIC on 7, trailing by 4. They've got just as many ultimates to work with as they do rounds to make up.
Yeah, the thing is, I really like the start to this round. It was just like a few moments that let it slip away. Vanity losing control over short. Oxy maybe slightly overzealous. He's done well with the aggression before. I don't hate it too much. And then Zeppa with an uncharacteristic whiff onto Alpha. Yeah, you can't give that man anything. And now look at the ults as well for FNATIC. Lockdown will be in play. Bear in mind the Hunter's Fury was used in the last round by Vanity. They can't do anything to stop this.
Well, there's going to be an attempt to at least make it costly to entry into that site. Utility on the other side not having quite the same pack-a-punch to it. The C9 are left out to play the retake. They You're not going to be too upset about that. Zeppa can deny all the utility as they look to push on through. Hunter's Fury pops.
This
Good
could be
damage
big.
on the back of it. And it's even going to catch another tag. Vanity and Oxy very low. Zeppa following suit. They need someone to grab a kill fairly soon as FNATIC really cemented themselves in on the site. Alpha traded, but Boaster fires back with Oxy dropped. They can now maintain control over the site. Everybody on everybody on crossfires except for Durka, who is isolated. Jake's already got a double, looking for more down below, but it's the other Jake to find it. Leo closing it out. 8 rounds on the board for FNATIC. It came close. You can see the #1 fan up there, waving the flag with pride.
Yeah, she's allowed to be biased today.
This one day, this one time.
This time she's allowed.
And she's relishing in that opportunity.
Why not? Why not? 11-8. As said, we've seen C9 make it to the top of that mountain, and somehow FNATIC each time climb up and reach the top first. I don't know how they do it, but it has been an issue for C9. It's like the second that pause comes through, the second they get that lead to a point where it looks like FNATIC can't return, FNATIC say you thought.
Here.
And while this round, you're looking at Oxy, you're looking at Zeppa, the major hero weapon slash ults in this round. They're definitely aware of the potential of Jake to be in that corner again, and while Oxy, he won't garner anything other than a bullet to the face.
Well, that was a ruse though. The nano up and over, the presence made inside of B main. It's all to set them up to move into A. The problem is C9 are still here. 3 players in position. Yes, there's weaknesses across the board. The one rifle in play for C9 is on A. And FNATIC, although they rotated everybody in there, they left a massive vacuum of space across the map. They've decided to go back, move through mid. Alpha Year's miles ahead of the pack. And that's an easy pick for Vanity, catching him completely off. And as they turn to look at Vanity to deal with this menace, there's presence on short. It'll all come down to timing as to whether that works out, and it has. It has indeed. Although the trade is too quick to really keep that spike under their control.
If it was dropped for a few seconds longer, that could have been the end of it. If he gets through, 13 seconds, but Dirk is just hightailing it. That was the opportunity. If they drop that spike with that little time, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. But now, Jake trying to get in there, he won't be able to. FNATIC continuing this road back to redemption. As now the distance goes from 5 to just 2.
I really like the paranoia. The fact that Boaster still has it, and the fact that he uses it when he did, may well have saved the round. The timing there could have changed absolutely everything on the swing. There was only a matter of seconds in it. One small piece of utility like that, the butterfly effect comes into play. As we see this scoreline close down to just 2, C9 have got to be getting major flashes of deja vu. And it's because of that they decide to call a timeout. Now is definitely the right time.
You can see it on the faces of FNATIC, like they're smiling, laughing. They know now that they're in the heads of their opponent. They've done it in the first half, why wouldn't they be able to do it in the second as well? And for Imi, this is where, well, he really earns his money. Just a gimmick, something to try and reset things, because his team have played fantastic from top to bottom. There isn't a piece missing from this C9 roster in terms of ability. They've definitely shown they can go toe-to-toe, but it's about closing. You can't afford to let this map slip away. The next is Lotus. We know the legacy that FNATIC has on this map, and it's still one of the newer ones within the pool. They've already built a name for themselves. Not many teams can take them on that map. And I wouldn't want that to be the one that could potentially close it.
They're gonna get hot under the collar if they lose this one. C9 fully investing their credits down to the wire for this squad. Lockdown in play, null command as well. The main ultimate of this round might not be on the defensive side. Durka, Blade Storm, and that could be used any moment. Give them that extra level to play with. Poster trying to entry B main with the Odin. It will be denied, but it's a costly piece of utility used to do that.
FNATIC now. Again, just patiently waiting, seeing if there's any mistakes. Knife used as well by Zeppa to clear B main. Oxy will immediately take that space. Boaster also lurking in middle. The drone to support and clear, while the team lurk around that short position. Looking like they're going to build up into a take in that direction again. The thing is, though, C9 seem to have a pretty decent read. Zeppa already pushing round, has the fragment to deny them, but also has support from Curry. Look where he is, and look what ultimate he has online. I think they're playing for the retake. The thing is, though, Vanity is almost set up as a ruse.
Revealing area.
He's done well to find the first, and he's got a safe space to play from. Here comes a nano, but it's bouncing around. He might have a chance to break it. In fact, it doesn't even land to do any damage. He can leave it well alone. And they have to try to force him out of position. As they do so, a lockdown comes in. And although Vanity will fall, there's now a big problem for the side of FNATIC. They've got to fight their way back through and try to break this. The spray coming in, it's not able to do it. 1 second left, detain. Undeniable, and that's a free kill on Chronicle, leaving the spike down on short, and the time is already run dry. Alpha Yair will not win this round, and we will see C9 push up to 12. 12-9 on the board. And FNATIC, they were just caught lacking.
No, I love the idea from C9 as well. Like, they had that plan with the lockdown from the very get-go. Curry's someone who, for the most part, will either play within the site or play onto B. But he was waiting around that tree area for the entirety of the round, just sat there for the moment. And the fact is, normally in that sort of case, you wouldn't have Vanity within the site. But his whole job was to just try and get a kill, try and cause havoc, try and buy time, so that when that clock got low enough, that lockdown can be used to win it. Already, we're seeing an aggressive play. I love this from C9, not afraid to fight FNATIC into their own spawn. Durka now looking to lead the way into the site, but he has no support. He is alone.
Yeah, everybody else kept back by some of that utility. The Nano's on the floor. He can dash by them, but the rest of the squad not so lucky. Thankfully, they're able to entry afterwards. That was very close to running into the spray from the Odin. Curry, though, steps up to the plate to finish off when the Odin couldn't bite. This is going to be it. Boaster caught in the open, easily traded. Textbook play from C9 with 13-9 back-to-back. They are now one map away from taking the grand final.
The fact is, this roster came into this match today with many expecting a 3-0 for FNATIC. The first map went as expected, but since then, Cloud9 have been fighting back tooth and nail. And after losing the grand final last year, they go in with an opportunity to take this all the way. Take that trophy, and I'll be honest, don't get me wrong, the trophy last year was cool, but it doesn't match up to anything that we have within this arena right now.
Yeah, they don't just want to get in touching distance. They want to feel it. They want to raise it in the air in front of this fired up Japanese crowd. And the favourites, FNATIC, need to get fired up too if they want to get back in this, because C9, like Mitch just said, are one map away from taking it all here in Tokyo. 2 more maps are, of course, playable.